Welcome to astrologers.com Vedic Astrology webcasts. The transit of every planet plays an important role in astrology, but the transit of Saturn is considered to be the most important of them all. This is because Saturn takes 30 years to complete one chakra in the kundali. Saturn is known as the Kal, which influences each and every incident of our life. A person will be sometimes influenced by the Saturn Sadesati, which will last for 7.5 years, and at other times by Saturn Dhaya, which lasts for 2.5 years. In this webcast, we will try to understand when and how the transit of Saturn affects our lives. Every planet changes its sign from time to time. The duration for which a planet stays in each sign is different for every planet. Out of all the planets, Saturn stays in a sign for the longest period. Saturn transits through one sign in 2.5 years. Saturn stays in one nakshatra for 400 days, which is equal to 13 months. Each nakshatra has 4 charans or phases. Saturn stays in each charan for 100 days, that is, for 3 months and 10 days. Saturn is combust when it is 15 degrees away from the Sun. Out of all the planets, Saturn moves at the slowest pace. Due to this, it's also known as Sanishchar or Shani. The transit of Saturn through the ascendant in the kundali is a part of Saturn's Sadesati. It is actually the second stage of Sadesati. When Saturn transits over your birth or natal moon sign, you might tend to obsess a lot over things, and hence you might become confused. Avoid thinking too much about things during this period. During this period, Saturn's third site aspects the third house. This will get you into fights and arguments with your brothers. You may also fight with your life partner, as Saturn's seventh site or the seventh drashti will be aspecting the seventh house. You may also get hurt by a weapon or a stone during this period. You may be unsuccessful during this period in your professional endeavors if you don't strive very hard. Your friends might leave you or might desert you at the time of need. Saturn's 10th aspect will be on the 10th house, and therefore there's a chance of losing some social standing. You might even become fearful of the government or its policies, and there might be some financial losses. Saturn's transit through the second house affects your family. This is the last stage of Sadesati, and it will get you into fights or arguments with close ones. You will be unable to focus on your goals and may not be able to achieve success without considerate effort. You may even have to go on a journey abroad or on a very long journey. Saturn's transit through the third house helps you in defeating your enemies. Due to this lucky transit, your enemies will consider you to be strong and brave, even though you might feel differently inside. When Saturn transits through the fourth house, it is known to be in Dhaya state. It's also known as Kantak Shani transit. During this period, you may experience a lot of diseases or illnesses, and there might be some problems due to debt. During this transit, Saturn's third aspect will be on the 6th house. You may get into arguments with your maternal uncle, and family members' health may also be affected. You might consider moving to some other location, and there might be some sort of detachment with closed ones. There might be some problems from the government and also from the common man, and you might feel a bit cunning and clever, but don't take quick decisions. Think about things before you take a decision. You might be unable to make concrete plans, and therefore your projects might be a bit delayed or it might even be scrapped if you are not careful. You might be attracted to the company of bad people, and there's a chance that you will tend to argue a lot with your life partner. But the next house that Saturn will transit through will bring you benefits. You will be able to defeat your enemies, and Saturn will give you auspicious results. Therefore, you will have material comforts and success during this period. Saturn's transit through the 7th house results in problems in your conjugal relationships. Your enemies might also trouble you a lot during this period. You should be careful during this transit, as chances of accidents will increase, and there will be problems during long journeys. During this transit, there is a heightened risk of a loss, so be very careful when you make business-related decisions. When Saturn transits through the 8th house, it's known as Saturn's Dhaya again. This time it's Ashtam Shani. In this state, you might be attracted to the company of bad people, which can result in problems for you, so keep away from bad elements. There's a chance that you may not be able to maintain your social standing, and you might feel overly fearful of the government. This is not a good transit for wealth too, so make sure that you protect your earnings. When Saturn transits through the 9th house, you are distracted from religious duties, and you might even feel tempted to become an atheist or convert to some other religion. Saturn's 10th sign aspects the 6th house, and therefore there is an increase in the number of diseases and problems from enemies. Saturn's 7th aspect will be on the 3rd house, and this will make you afraid of bonding and accusations. Saturn's transit through the 10th house creates problems related to your job or profession. You might have to change profile or find a new line of business during this period. Saturn's 3rd aspect during this transit will be on the 12th house, which will create misunderstandings between you and your life partner. You might have to increase your expenditure, but that may not help things much. When Saturn transits through the 11th house, you may expect a promotion and you will have full support from your life partner. You can expect a lot of benefit if your work is related to land, machinery, coal, cement, or leather. When Saturn transits through the 12th house, you will be into the beginning of Sadesati. This is the first stage of Sadesati. Saturn will aspect the 2nd house during this period, and it may cause some problems between you and your close ones. Unnecessary expenses may rise when Saturn transits the 12th house, and your children might be in some problem. You may also face some health problems as well as mental stress, and there might be some dental problems too. In some cases, this transit of Saturn might result in change of place too. In order to minimize Saturn's inauspicious effects, you should take bath from Saturn's medicine. This medicine is made of black sesame, loban, dhamni, saunf, muthara, khila, shatpushpi, lod, nagarmotha, khas, etc. You should take a bath from this medicine on Saturday or in presence of Saturn's nakshatras. Saturn's nakshatras are Pushya, Anuradha and Uttar Bhadrapad. This medicine should be soaked in water one night prior to taking the bath. It should be filtered in the morning, and more water should be added, with which you must take the bath. Thank you for watching this webcast. Visit astrobix.com for more free Vedic astrology content. You can also know your fortune for the next 12 months in the fortune report from astrobix.com.